Yeah, welcome to the stream, Land102S. Oh my god. Wait, we are doing the Trailblaze mission today, but I guess in the meantime we're gonna do a little bit of farming just to get it out of the way, because yeah, this is going to get full eventually, so for now, I don't know. I'm still kind of trying out Evernight. I'm still not entirely sure she was like worth getting, but I mean it's a little bit too late for that, honestly, because I do already have her. But anyways, I did finish Apocalyptic Shadow. Wait, was it Apocalyptic Shadow? Yeah, I think it was like the second half, using pretty much this team, but with a really like under-leveled Evernight. I think her relics that time were still like basically +0. Hey, welcome to the stream, Dark Guy. Thank you so much for checking in. Blah. Oh my god. Is the game lagging? It might be a little bit. I feel like I'm kind of worried I'm opening too many things at the same time again, although, okay, fine. Let me just close some stuff so it doesn't like take up too much storage or whatever you call it. Okay, I'm done with Flynn's. Done with the builder thing as well. Yeah, Jiren is back. I'm trying to see if he's going to survive this whole thing. Because like after, you know, the whole fiasco a couple of weeks ago, and he just like the whole thing just kind of seesaws. But I did upgrade to Windows 11 for those of you who don't know, so I'm hoping that fixed a lot of my problems. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, I kind of like took the plunge and like updated a lot of things with my computer recently, so hopefully it's okay now. I'm pretty sure like Honkai graphics aren't that high, but sometimes I feel like I probably should lower it even more just to like focus more on performance, I guess. It's one of those tricky things. I don't know. There's always a trade-off when it comes to like quality versus like speed, and then pretty much I think in general when it comes to streaming I tend to prefer like a more stable, like smooth connection as opposed to like very high graphics. Especially because like sometimes when it comes to VODs, I feel like people don't really focus on that aspect too much anyways. I think if anything, people will definitely focus more on the audio rather than the video. And like, my god, we're getting such garbage relics, I swear. Oh, okay, I have nothing. Never mind. We'll just not bother with that last one that I'm missing. But yeah, pretty much it's been a constant state of like trying to clear out all the useless relics that I've gotten, because like so many of them are just so bad. I'm so tempted to do like the smart discard thing, but I don't really trust that the system will do it correctly. Yeah. This one. What is discard protection? Okay. Subsidiary stat? I don't know, is that really the main focus? I feel like you should focus more on the main stat, but anyways. Okay, not gonna think about that too hard. Man, though, I feel like this week has been stressful in like a whole different way. There's like a lot of stuff that happened, like pretty much like with me fixing my Windows 11, which took a while because I had to do something with like the BIOS and the TMP, which just also took a really long time because I had to see a bunch of different tutorials while doing it. I'm not the tech person, so that stressed me out a lot because I wasn't sure like if my computer would end up breaking halfway through. So that was like very much a real concern of mine. And you know, one scary thing that actually happened to me recently, well, that technically not directly to me, but like to my parents, is that apparently in the middle of the night, their tablet caught on fire or almost on fire, technically. Yeah. Because my parents woke up in the middle of the night and then they realized that there was like a weird smell in their room. Like they could smell something like smoke or whatever. And yeah, so when my mom checked it out, she left the room initially. Yeah, she left the room first because she was like thinking like, oh, maybe it's coming from the kitchen, like maybe the gas was left on and it was like filling up the space. But then when she checked everything, it's like, okay, there's nothing wrong in the kitchen. And she checked like the other rooms, like, okay, they're all fine. And then she goes back to her own bedroom, and then literally as soon as she opened the doors, it's like, holy shit, there's like smoke coming out. I was like, what is going on right now? And then she realized that the tablet, which was left on I guess on the table, it was charging, and apparently the charging port thing started smoking really badly. So yeah, that's the reason. So she ended up having to like wake up my dad, and they had to like deal with the tablet like really quickly because like, bro, that was like, how does that even happen? They didn't even realize, like, if not for the smell, they might not have noticed, and it would have been so scary because in reality I was actually awake that time. I was still playing, I was still streaming, but because I didn't hear anything from their room, I didn't actually notice anything going on. So yeah, I was kind of wondering, like, I felt like at some point, like, I heard a noise in the middle of the night, but I kind of just chalked it up to, like, maybe one of them going to the bathroom. And turns out, no, like, they were dealing with this whole issue. They thought I was asleep. So that's why they didn't bother waking me up. It's like, you should have woken me up anyways, because, like, that is, like, a serious issue. What company tablet was this, like, in reality, it's one of those really cheap, like, no brand kinds of tablets. Which is probably why it's so sus. Because it's so old also, actually. I don't know why they're still using it. And I went up for no reason. Okay, so I'm gonna go back down here. But yeah, so they just use it to watch videos. Or technically watch the news every day. Like, they don't use that tablet for anything else other than watching the news. And it's this really, really old, really shitty tablet. It's been probably like 5 years or more. And yeah, so it's kind of. And they were honestly surprised, like, but why is it like, why did it smoke? It's like nothing has ever happened. It's like looking at it in, like in its battered state. I was like, I'm honestly surprised it didn't catch fire earlier. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much it. And then because of that, I found out about all of this technically the next morning. So my dad was like waking him up and he was explaining everything that happened, and he took so long to talk about the whole story. And I was like looking at my watch, just like, holy shit, I'm gonna be late for work. And so I ended up messaging my boss. Okay, so one thing you should know is that my office is very, very strict when it comes to attendance. So basically, for us, if let's say I have to come in at, let's say, for example, let's say 8 o'clock, by I can by 8:06 I'm already considered late, which is insane, right? Like who the hell considers 5 minutes more is already late? But yeah, so if I'm go past 8:06, I'm already late. If I'm, I think, past 8:10, let's say 8:11 onwards, I'm already considered major late. It's like, so we have a minor late and a major late. So a few major lates, let's say I think 2 or 3 major lates, already deducts one vacation leave. It's just like, what kind of stupid policy is that? Like, I have literally never heard of a company be as like as strict as that. Because normally, if you're thinking about late, the typical late is like 15 minutes grace period. So let's say 8:16 onwards, you're considered late. In our case, it's like 5 months. Sorry, 5 minutes. I clock in 5 minutes late, you only get half a side. What? Wait, that's a thing? Oh my god. Wait, that is so shit though. Oh my god. Okay, so I guess in comparison, my office isn't too bad, but like, that's not supposed to be normal. Like, who does that? That is like so brutal, I swear. But yeah. Oh my god. So that was pain. And then because of that, I ended up telling my boss up front, it's like, okay, I'm going to under time. The weird thing in my office that we are allowed to like quote unquote under time. Let's say you leave the office 1 hour earlier, or you go into the office 1 hour later, or something like that. So, but it accumulates. So, for example, if you accumulate 8 hours worth of undertime, it will deduct one vacation leave. So, generally speaking, for most people, it would actually be more beneficial for you to undertime than it is for you to be late, ironically. So, yeah, because like you would need 8 hours to be considered late, to deduct one vacation leave, as opposed to being being late for 3 times, and then you're considered like one vacation leave deducted. Yeah, so I ended up telling my boss, like, okay, I'm gonna come in 1 hour later because I've had problems at home. Although I didn't specify because I felt like it wasn't really his business. But yeah, and then I ended up reaching the office like 15 minutes after the time. I was like, bro, I'm under timing for an hour. What am I gonna do with the rest of the time? So I literally just went to the grocery store. Like, yeah, so it's like I didn't want to waste my time by going to the office so early. So it's like, what's the point, right? I mean, I already applied for like a 1 hour under time, and then yeah, so I ended up going to buy snacks. Just probably not the best way to do it, but I was also irritated by everything that happened that day and also really hungry, so yeah, grocery it was. And only afterwards, when I was talking to some of my other trusted coworkers, that they actually told me, but like, you are allowed to undertime half an hour. So I was like, I could have just undertimed half an hour and I didn't need to go to a full hour anyways. So yeah. Okay. I understand. I also want a tablet like this for reading manhwa and novels, and companies one are expensive. Yeah. Cheap one. Because this is really just for the news. If for me though, I don't know if you guys agree, but I do like the Xiaomi brand because I feel like, relatively speaking, their quality is considered good already. It's not always the cheapest though. Oh, the Dinobot's working? Nice. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Ooh, hoo-hoo. Oh my god. That's really good. I kind of get worried about Dino sometimes because I don't really know if it works or not. Because I only usually find out like afterwards. And anyways, yeah. Uh, I don't know. I like Xiaomi. I feel like their products are pretty okay. Some of them, it's getting more and more expensive though these days. It was drastically cheaper. Like for reference, I think the phone that I bought back in 2021 was, in my currency, it's around 25,000. The phone that I bought late last year in like November, I think, is 45,000. So it was like basically double the price. Although the specs are obviously like drastically better, but still, like in the span of like 4 years, I paid double already. So that was kind of traumatizing. But it was really good because in reality, I use my phone very heavily every day. Like, I played a lot of Star Rail, I play a lot of Genshin, I play Ensemble Stars as well, which is a very, intensive game because it's a rhythm game. So you're basically like battering your phone every single day, and it's actually survived for that long with very near like daily abuse. It was okay. Xiaomi worked their way up the quality to earlier products were very sus. I mean, yeah, that's okay. I mean, Chinese products tend to improve very quickly, honestly. So I'm not too worried about things like that. I mean, a lot of people don't agree because they're suspicious of Chinese products, but I mean, between me, like for me, between Chinese products and American products, I still honestly trust Chinese products more because US products just tend to be very unreliable. I don't know, it's just overkill sometimes. Okay, Adventuring died. Okay, so we're just gonna close VTube Studio. Yeah, we're just gonna not bother with that. Unfortunately, he died. I think Steam kind of also died. So, um, yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So yeah. It's so expensive. Like, a lot of Apple products are just like so insane. Like, I can never justify the price that you have to pay for them. And then, I don't know, it feels like the quality isn't really worth it. But sometimes you're like, oh my god. Oh my god, they turned into monsters. Yo, that's like such a scam. What the heck? I thought we were going to get to talk to Anaxa. But yeah, so you know, like tendency, like the difference between like one version and the next is not really enough to justify changing. Like you'd probably have to go through maybe 3 or 4 versions before it actually feels like it's worth getting. Yeah, it's like how can you justify iPhone 17 use this is the same as iPhone 12? I know. You know, like every time I see like those introductory videos, it's like, okay, these are the new functions of the new iPhone 16, kind of like that. And then they list all the things that the phone can do. And I was saying like, but like those were things that Android already had maybe like 7 years ago. Like why is that such a big deal? You know, at one point I actually saw them saying like, oh, you know, you can finally swipe over the keyboard. I kind of like drawing a line on the keyboard to type out letters. So you could do it like with one finger, like literally just drag your finger over the letters, like obviously like you have to spell the letters and it will type out the word for you. And I was like, but that's been a thing. Literally my first ever smartphone from Samsung already had that function. Literally how many years ago? So it's like, why, why did people act like that was such like an amazing function or whatever? It was crazy. I don't know. I feel like a lot of Android people were watching that whole thing and were just kind of like laughing. It's like, damn, this is a thing now. His sister wanna buy iPhone 16. She already have 14. And I'm like, why? Yeah, honestly, I don't understand it either. Like, I have a coworker. The coworker I don't like from last year. She literally had already like the latest. She already had like iPhone 15, and then she upgraded to the iPhone 16, and it cost so much. I think she paid over 80 plus thousand for it, which is like an insane amount of money. And she also fucked up the payment scheme, so she actually ended up paying more than if she had just done it like in the installment plan. So it's kind of hilarious, like because I don't like her, so I'm happy that she's just it's one of those karma things. And then she ended up upgrading, and then this is the same girl who complains about buying her daughter a birthday gift and yet is willing to spend an insane amount of money on her iPhone that she does not even know how to use, in a sense. She just pretty much just takes photos and videos and just scrolls through social media. She plays no games. She's not even good at taking photos either, just saying. Like, she's not like a professional photographer or whatever. She just takes like the bare minimum photos. Oh yeah, welcome to the stream, Molly Fantasy. Oh my god. Good morning, welcome to Apple Park. God damn, Apple economy is just insane, honestly. Although, to be fair, if you have like an entire Apple ecosystem, it's probably worth it. Like if you have like an iPhone, a Mac, I don't know, what other products? The watch thing, I guess? I don't know, do they have the smartphones? Smart home stuff? Probably. Yeah. Okay. Anyways. It's just kind of really insane. It's way, way, way too expensive. You can have a fully built PC at the price of an iPhone. Yeah, actually, you can have a really, really great PC at an iPhone price. Like, my phone now is the price of my PC like 4 years ago. So, like, basically, whatever iPhone price now is like double or triple what my PC costs. It's insane. Like, I can do so much stuff with my PC that I can never do on the phone. But yeah, I miss you guys as well. Yeah, you should drop by the stream more often. I have a regular schedule. Mostly. The weekends are kind of weird, but it should be fine. Although apparently, you know, yeah, like because of this, I think like because of the tablet smoking issue thing, my parents have moved into the room next to mine temporarily, and then they're complaining that I'm talking too loud. But it's like, bro, I'm streaming. Like, I'm not going to change my streaming thing just because you suddenly decided it was a good idea to like sleep in the room next to mine rather than in your own bedroom. It's not as if like the smell is there anymore. It did smell kind of like burnt plastic or like burnt metal for a bit, but it should be fine already. So I don't know. I don't understand why they don't just move back. I feel like that's probably better for everyone involved anyways. Mm-hmm. Man, I don't know why. I feel like I'm really hungry today. The new boss is ugly. Yeah, it definitely is. It looks so bad. It's like a freaking chicken, but like without the cuteness of a chicken. Try turning it on? Wait, turning what on? The tablet? Oh, the tablet won't work anymore. It's kind of like burnt, I think. There's like a huge black spot on it, so yeah, it's not fun, honestly. 3.7 is cool. Wait, is 3.7 going to be the Siren patch? I think, right? I'm excited for that. That's gonna be probably close to... No, I think 3.8 should be the last patch, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. There's already so many leaks on Edo Star. Like, there's gonna be apparently a bunch of, like, SP versions. Like, why? All the chickens... Do I need to fight them? But they don't actually get triggered, so... Maybe I don't need to fight them? Yeah, there's so many leaks on Edo Star. It's actually kind of insane. SP Adventuring, it was just like... Okay, that's kind of cool, but also I'm just kind of wondering how... Why is he there in Edo Star, I guess? He has to be. I think I'd be more annoyed if they ended up releasing an SP version of him and not actually included him into the story. So, yeah. I'm not reading the dialogue at all. Oh my god, not at all. Boss is cool and new characters are so cool. The current bosses sucks. I don't know what the next one is though. I haven't really seen too much leaks about that, but I hope it's actually more interesting than whatever situation we have going on right now. Do you have an earthquake yesterday? Actually, well, not where I live. It's closer somewhere into the middle of the country, but yeah, it was apparently a really bad earthquake, so a lot of buildings collapsed and a lot of people, you know, didn't make it, and a lot of injuries and all that. And one company went under fire because they're a call center, and you know the insane thing is like after the earthquake, they basically messaged their employees saying, please return to the office to continue your work. If you don't come back, you will be considered absent without leave. Yeah, absent without leave. So it's like, are you for real? They literally just went through an entire ass earthquake. A lot of buildings have collapsed, or like their structural integrity is like not even okay now, and you're literally telling people to go back to work, especially they're not even like essential work. They're not like hospital workers, they're not like firemen or like police, they're just straight up call center workers. Like, that's how insane it was. So I don't know what's gonna happen to the company. I mean, if they actually show that, I mean, they would have been blasted to hell and back through social media. Like, damn, that is so insane. It was pretty bad. Thankfully, it's very far from where I live, so I didn't get affected. But it's not actually expected, because normally, I mean, we do get earthquakes, but generally the Philippines has its own like tectonic plate, so it's not as affected as compared to places like Japan, who is like over a few tectonic plates, kind of like that. I have not read any of the dialogue. I don't know what's going on right now. Anyways. Oh my god, I dodged that. Like, how the fuck did I dodge that? That was hilarious. I don't know, I feel like a lot of bad stuff's happening recently, but that just might be my stress talking. So apparently I read this article once talking about how if you would like to have a better mindset, one of the things that you can do instead of like focusing on the negative so much is actually implementing a system where every day you have to find something good that happened to you that you can talk to someone else about. Yeah, this is the main quest, the Trailblaze mission. I have no idea what's going on though. To be fair, I probably skipped a lot of dialogue. Or like technically like my eyes read it and my brain did not process it. That's how it is. Yeah, Blade being his edgy asshole self again, as usual. I don't... He's pretty much repeating the same lines again and again. But yeah, so if you have like that mindset of trying to look for something good that happened to you every single day, instead of like focusing on the bad, you'll actually like look forward to it. And then, for example, if you think that I can only talk about one good thing that happened to me, oh, I got an achievement? Huh? Why? If you focus on that instead, it will be something like, is this the good thing that happened to me? Is this worth talking about? Kind of like that. And you just keep looking and looking for more and more good things to think about. Something like that. I'm not really sure if that would work for someone like me, but it's kind of a nice thought, honestly. At least it will give your brain something to like focus on rather than like being so pessimistic all the time. Because I am a very pessimistic person. I'm pretty sure you guys know that. So yeah. I mean, being pessimistic is just, I guess, realistic on my part because like I have to be prepared pretty much for anything. Back when I was in college, like being pessimistic was literally my saving grace like so many times. Like basically before when our professor gave us this project, it's like, okay, you have to present this study to us and then you have to like do this whole PowerPoint presentation or like a performance. And that time a lot of my other classmates were trying to be like super gung-ho about it. So they're like, okay, we're gonna do a video about it. We're gonna do this like amazing special effects, these kind of like dramatic things. And they kind of didn't realize that the computer that they're borrowing, because I think it was like the professor's laptop, was not very good. And the projector is also not very good, and in general, like a lot of like the sound systems and all that was just not good. So when they tried to like play these videos and all of like literally nothing would work. Or like they would just like glitch so hard that basically you'd be sitting around waiting for the presentation and then just kind of not being able to watch the presentation. So even from the professor's part, like he knows it's not their fault, but I mean like, you know, your feeling about it, like your subjective view on the whole presentation just goes down a lot because you feel like, oh, you know, they didn't really do this presentation well because there were like so many hiccups. And so that time, like when it was like my group's turn to like make the presentation, I straight up told them, okay, I don't even want to do a PowerPoint presentation. Like I want to do the PowerPoint and then I want to convert it into a PDF file. Like each slide is a single PDF. It's like a single page in a PDF file. So you just click on it and click to the next one without any special animations, any frou-frou, whatever. If we're going to have a presentation, we're gonna do it like with us, like as the physical actors doing it in front of the class. We're not going to have a video. We're not going to have any fancy special effects. We're just going to do it using our own personal effort because that is the most foolproof way to guarantee that technology will not fuck you over afterwards. So yeah, and then we did it so well. The PDF thing, obviously because it's a PDF, so it takes very little like power or whatever to like open and to run. And then us acting in front of the class was actually really well done. So our professor gave us a really high grade afterwards. He was impressed with it. So I was like, yeah, I told you guys, like this is how you do it. If you want to have like a safer performance, this is how you should do it because you have to think about the limitations that you have in your day-to-day life. If I was so optimistic, say, okay guys, let's do a full-blown music video, and then you realize it's gonna collapse literally on the day that you're presenting it, it's like, wouldn't that just feel like you wasted all your effort? And then you'd feel worse about it because you spent so much time doing it and then the result was like really bad. So yeah, that's how it is. That has saved me so many times, I swear. Hearts exploding, the world is ending. Think about it, once the walls in a heart crumble, all the nymph spirits will be dissolved in the yellow fluid, leaving no separation between anything. It's not like it's that bad. Okay. I mean, just casually talking about them all dying and saying, it's not that bad. Sure. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
なかなか変わっているな。
Oh,
また白獣が持ってきたのか。
it's Blade.
長さの土産物だそうだ。この宴のためにとわざわざ置いていった。
それでご本人は欠席と。
I am still so mad though that they didn't actually use Yingxing's model. They used Blade's model.
いい子
They used Blade's model, just recolored it. Just for reference, Yingxing actually had a different hairstyle from Blade back when he was still in the High Cloud Quintet, so it's actually really annoying to see them like reuse an asset instead of like taking the bare minimum time to like use an existing model they made how many versions ago. Like look at that, it's literally exactly Blade. And then same thing is because everything is in like this kind of transparent color, like you literally can't even tell the difference.
そなたの頭に
Presentations were such a nightmare. It all depend on who you got on team. One time I did the presentation alone cause group backed out, and other time team was so good. If they back out, you literally just delete all of their names from the from the presentation. That's what I would do, honestly. Because like I don't give a fuck. We did that before, actually. We were a team of 5, and one guy, we kept messaging him saying, asking, "Hey, are you gonna do anything? Like we have this part. Like you can take this part if you want to. Like please, like help out because the deadline is like on this day." And he literally ignored us the entire time. So come presentation day, we deleted his name, and he was so shocked. It's like, but why is my name not here? It's like, I mean, did you do anything? We even talked to the professor about it. We just straight up, this dude did nothing. He like ignored us, so like, why should he get a grade for it? But yeah, look at this. Snake was here. We are doing the Trailblaze mission right now, and pretty much just chatting about like a lot of life experiences and my pessimism saving a lot of my college presentations back then. Danheng and Cooler Danheng side by side. Yeah. Wait, this is Danfeng. Yeah, Danfeng. Which is kind of hilarious that they also did not use his actual Danfeng model because he's so good. Like just saying, Danfeng was much taller than Danheng. By a couple of inches. I think maybe like half a head in reality. So he really was like drastically more mature than Dan Heng. Because Dan Heng here is like closer to like a young adult. The other one would have been closer to like a mid-ish adult, kind of like that. Anyways.
これは戦の前に開いた選別の宴だろう。何度も夢で見た。
Mm.
脱輪を経た寿命族にとって
Yeah, look at that. It's Blade. But with his original hair color. Well, actually, not original, with his old hair color.
人事のようにしか感じられない。世は私欲のために硫化の力を乱用し、かつての親友たちをさぞ問いたかろう。それ、
軍務長は今回の玉殿の戦いをかなり重要視しているようだ。
落ち着かないやつだな。まったく。血の代わりに暴
It's so hilarious though when you think about it. Back in the day, Blade was very...
あいつの分まで俺
He was like such a mischievous dude. Like for real. He's nothing like his emo self now. Because like back then, he was like so arrogant.
もう乾杯するのか。タンフを待った方がいいと思うが。
リュウソン様ほどのお方ともなれば、粒子の会議に引っ張りだこだろう。なんだこれ、ただの水じゃないか。
Oh my god, look at that. I still miss his hair though. It was like so sad that they didn't get to use his ponytail version because that looked so good on him.
彼女曰く戦の前に飲みすぎると支障が出るかもしれませんからタラさんの推奨
Look at that. Even although Jingnyo's eyes, weren't her eyes a different color before? I thought they turned red when she became Mara struck.
酒は戦に勝った後の方が美味しい
Damn, Blade got tricked. He got tricked so bad.
我もそのつもりだったが
Yesterday is such a worst day. At first, doctors said I will be admitted for 3 days at least. They discharged me at night. Going home, traffic jam was so worse with only moving few meters in 5 minutes. I had to walk few kilometers home just after coming for emergency room. Oh my god! Yo, that's so insane. My god, I can't believe the doctors let you go home in that state though. That's like such terrible care.
水でも酒でも
Man, healthcare sucks, honestly. Like, pretty much unless you're paying, like, a premium or, like, in those private hospitals, like, people's treatments is, like, just so bad. I don't know. I hope you got home okay at least. Well, I mean, you're watching me now, so you're probably good, but still, you didn't deserve to go through all of that trouble. Man, traffic jam at night is also pain. Like, walking home that far? I mean, walking home that far in like a regular state is already really difficult. But yeah, I hope you get better soon though. It really sucks being sick.
タンフよく来てくれた
They didn't even they didn't even use like the Danfeng model either. The Danfeng clothes were so nice.
勘弁してくれ。罰なら先ほどまで公開の騎士
At least they changed his voice though, cause like it's like the bare minimum they could do at least.
勇士たちを説得できた。この戦いでは寿命族の雲銀氏が世と共に前線に立つ。
どうやらお前が考えていたあのケイト神道への対策は
反対の声も多かっただろうに提案を押し通してくれて
まさか本当に粒子どもが譲歩するとはな。
ああ、無数の寿命族が戦場で命を落とし、二度と
That's still so crazy though when you think about it. Vidyadhara like they don't recreate. Sorry. They don't procreate. Sorry, that was the wrong word. They don't procreate. So pretty much, if there's like 1,000 Vidyadhara, and let's say 300 of them die, their future population will only be 700. And then if another 200 die, there's only going to be 500. They're never going to increase the population. So it's actually like really tragic that they're going through like a war and then they're literally putting their lives on the line, knowing that they will never have a chance at rebirth if something goes wrong. My stay was okay. Doctor said I'll get more sick in hospital, but at least treatment is free. I got so many expensive diagnoses for free and all my medicine. Oh, that's so good! Wait, that's such a good thing to hear. Oh my god. I'm so happy for you. Cause like damn, it's expensive to like stay in a hospital, especially the medicine too and all those things. So like, hey, that's really good to know. But still, they should not have made you walk home though. Or at least they should not have sent you home. Like in such a difficult time. I don't know. Well, I guess it's better than like having to pay additional hospital fees, if ever. Yeah, it's good that you know you got all of that for free. So, yay! Is that from insurance? Cause like or is that just like a general like public hospital? Cause in my case, I got my stuff done for free because of insurance. I only had to pay for the water bottle the time when I hit my head playing badminton, so that was
寿
not
命族
fun,
はいつまで
honestly.
も同盟の運命を共に担う一員にはなれず、他者の苦しみを傍観するものであり続けてしまう。
Government hospital. Okay, that's good, that's good. Man, the lines for government hospitals in my case are like way too long, so I would not even consider going anymore.
それも皆が承知していることだ。我らがここに集うのはまさしくそのため。さあ皆、杯を掲げよ。これは戦の前の選別にあらず、二度と戻らぬ戦士たち、我らが仲間への手向けだ。
It's still kind of hilarious we're getting so much backstory on Danheng literally in the middle of Amphorius. It's like, this is the kind of thing that they should have put in like the Luofu arc. It would have made more sense back then. Well, I guess it's better late than never though. I'm still wondering how much people actually remember anything about the High Cloud Quintet. Oh, look at that. It's so sad.
提案のせいで負担をかけてしまった。
よせ、世とそなたの立場が逆で無茶な提案をしたのが世だったとしても、そなたは世の味方をした。
Exactly, it's free, but line is so long. I got it quick due to being in emergency ward. Yeah. Okay, that is actually not a... It's actually a good idea to do that sometimes. Like, if you really, worried about something, you just kind of go straight to the ER. That's what I did. In my case, I went to the ER, but mostly because I didn't even know which doctor to look for either. Like I didn't exactly know what my problem was. I just told them I hit my head really, really hard. I probably blacked out for a second, and there was like a huge lump on my head, and my neck hurts, and I don't know if I have like a concussion or something, pretty much. And then they were kind of freaked out a bit because they're like, and I was like, when did this happen? I was like, oh, it happened Friday night. I was like, today's Monday. You're only coming in on a Monday? I was like, well, I thought I was gonna be fine, but it didn't really like resolve itself over the weekend. So, I panicked. Yeah, pretty much. But it's okay. At least all of us are okay now.
その問いにどう答えるべきか
I don't like her eyes though here. It feels kind of strange, like the white is too sharp against the red. It doesn't feel as nice as her like current eyes actually.
要は答えない。証明してみせる。
証明してみせる。Yeah, that's a good answer.
我は剣を持って答えを示そう
ありがとうよタンフ軽減渓流それとどこに行ったかもわからん白寿もな
You're used to edgy Jingliu. Yeah, I'm also used to like an edgy Ying Sing, so it feels so strange to see him in like his cheerful state. And it feels so he looks so much better with black hair though, honestly.
だけで出来上がったのか。
ただ気分がいいだけだ最高の武器を仕上げた時のよう
And
に
he's so old compared to everyone else. It feels so sad when you remember that he's actually like really old compared to everyone already because his lifespan is so short.
長春の貯木となる中で昔は本気でそう思っていた
You know, the whole High Cloud Quintet thing was like some of the most glorious moments of their lives, and yet it only lasted for like less than 100 years. Like literally just a fraction of Ying Xing's lifetime.
少しでもいいから
Which would have been basically his entire life already, and it would have been even less for the other members of the High Cloud Quintet.
とんだ失言だ
Yeah, it's so sad though. He could have accomplished so much, but because like he's a short-lived species, like he can't actually do enough compared to, you know, most lawful citizens.
終わったぞ
あの5人がたどった運命は、そなたもよく知ると彼や美月なのかと離れ離れになった今のそなたなら、世は苦楽を共にした親友を失った。あれは決して勝利などとは呼べない。生き残った者に生涯の戦
This dude is just so sad though. Well, okay, kind of understand now why they would put this here. Because I feel like back then he wouldn't really care so much about Danfeng's past. He wouldn't really accept it because he has nothing
決断を下した
connecting him much to Danfeng. But then now that they're in like he's in a similar situation to how Danfeng was centuries ago. So it's like kind of like the cycle repeats itself.
使ったのは世だ。白寿を
And at least we're finally getting a clear-cut statement that Danfeng was the one who tried to resurrect Baiheng. I mean, I knew about all of this ages ago, but still, it's nice to see on screen. A lot of it was just like kind of bits and pieces through like different lore. But yeah. So, a lot of what he did failed. So Baiheng turned into a monster. Blade ended up getting Mara struck and immortal for some strange reason. And Jingliu also got Mara struck afterwards. So everything went to hell. The only one who kind of survived without any drastic changes was like Jingyan. Everything's just so sad.
同じ選択をするだろう。
Wait, this is really? He still choose the same thing?
したのが渓流であれ、軽減であれ、あるいは王政であっても、世の答えは変わらない。道を選ぶことができるのも、すべてを守ることができるのも、世一人だけなのだ。炭鉱。そなたはどれほどの犠牲
How much are you willing to sacrifice? Oh, it's always so sad, honestly.
全てを。
At least now they finally understand each other though.
あいつらは俺の仲間であり、俺をここまで導いてくれた道でもある。俺がまた道を見失った時は、あいつらが未来へ、次の一生への道しるべになってくれると信じている。
では、いかにその信念を貫くか。
Oh, it's so nice to see him actually reconciling with his past self. Cause like, bro, back then he really hated Danfeng so much for all the torture that he ended up going through because of him. But in reality, if you think about it, it wasn't even Danfeng's fault. That was literally like the preceptors and all those lawful people who like got involved in that. Oops. Oops, I ended up smacking into the edge of the flower. Always gotta be careful about things like that. It's like a little bit too sensitive sometimes. I don't know much of Danheng and lawful lore. Yeah, it's honestly it's a little bit complicated, I guess, because basically at one point, like Baiheng, like the whole team was fighting kind of like a Stellaron disaster. And at some point during the fight, Baiheng loses her life, so which is basically the catalyst for the whole thing. So obviously everyone's like freaking traumatized. And then Danfeng and Blade, well, formerly Yingxing, they come up with a plan to resurrect Baiheng using like the transmutation, you know, like the dragon reincarnation thing that the Vidyadhara can do. So they were gonna basically do something similar to Baiheng. But Baiheng, if you remember correctly, she's not a Vidyadhara. She's a Foxian. So technically, it doesn't really work that way. And yeah, so a lot of things went wrong. So the whole process got fucked up. And instead of Baiheng resurrecting as like normal or like back to how she was, she ended up turning into like an abomination. And then Yingxing got Mars-struck and then became immortal, so he's basically suffering. And then Jingliu had to be the one to kill the abomination. So she basically, like, her best friend already died. So Baiheng died, right? And then Danfeng tried to resurrect her and failed, so she turned into a monster. And then Jingliu had to kill that monster. So she basically killed her best friend twice. And she was so mad about the whole thing. She literally tortured Blade for a really long time. Like, that's actually one of the reasons why he turned out the way he did. The reason why he's actually also a very good fighter is literally because of Jingliu. Like, because she was so mad about everything that he did. Like, she literally kept battling him. But, I mean, if you think about it, initially, he's not really a swordsman. He's not a combatant. He's a weaponsmith. He makes weapons. That's his literal job. So Qingliu forced him to keep fighting her because each time he would lose to her and die, and then he would resurrect and she would kill him again and again and again. Yeah, Qingliu was so pissed about everything. I mean, it's kind of justified, but also a little bit too harsh, honestly, because like, I mean, everyone was suffering. And then Danfeng was like basically forced to undergo like rebirth, but then they kind of messed with the process. So supposed to be when you undergo rebirth, you lose all of your memories. And I think if I remember correctly, some of the preceptors or some shady Vidyadhara got involved in the process and basically forced Danheng to go under the rebirth cycle while retaining some of his old memories. But the process didn't go very smoothly, so which is why Danheng now doesn't remember everything that happened. But at the same time, he's not a clean slate, so he remembers bits and pieces of what happened to Danfeng's past, which is why when he was basically born in a prison cell. Because he still had some lingering memories, and I think the people wanted his power because he was like the High Elder, so he has like drastically like better, like, you know, high Vidyadhara powers, and so I think they also kind of wanted to steal it or like manipulate him, but you know, everything didn't really work out well. So Qingyan was actually the one who got involved and then basically rescued Dan Heng in a sense. Like instead of leaving him in that prison, he ended up exiling Dan Heng. So that's how Dan Heng ended up making his way eventually onto the Express. For a really long time though, while he was on the run or like on exile, Blade kept chasing him. Like, that's the reason why he really hated Blade. He didn't know who Blade was. He just had this impression some really scary, like, suspicious dude is chasing after me throughout all the galaxies. And every time, like, for example, if Dan Heng would go to a spaceship and think, okay, I can stay on this spaceship, I can be friends with these guys and travel with these guys, Blade would literally show up and murder everyone to try to murder Dan Heng. But Dan Heng would have no choice and he would fight Blade and he would murder Blade just to buy him some time to escape. So that cycle would just repeat itself again and again and again. It was so insane. So that's the reason why, yeah. Because Blade basically feels like a lot of his problems were thanks to what Dan Heng did, which is half true, half not. I mean, technically he was also involved in it, but because Jingliu kept murdering him, a lot of his memories got messed up. So he has like a very twisted view of what happened. Like if you, I mean, you already know like his personality is kind of like he's always like angry. He has like a lot of I don't know, migraines or like memory issues. So it was a lot of things for him are unclear. Like his past is kind of shady, but he just has this general impression like out of 5, 3 must pay a price. In those 3, he includes himself there. So he includes the 3 responsible parties is him, Tan Feng, and Jingliu. Like those 3 of them, because like Jing Yan was relatively innocent in the whole scenario. Bai Heng was obviously the victim in the whole scenario. So it was just the 3 of them who caused all their fuck ups that basically destroyed the entire High Cloud Quintet. Yeah, Blade and Dan Heng were both involved. They were both involved in like trying to revive Bai Heng, but it didn't succeed. So yeah, that's why everything got messed up. So this is like one of those things that if you weren't super obsessed with like Blade and Dan Heng like a year ago, actually no, not even a year, like last year, literally the first year, 2023. If you were not very involved in the whole Lawfu arc in general, you probably would not have known about any of this because they don't really talk about it very clearly in the main story. Jingliu kind of didn't really bother with that because technically he like reset in a sense. He was supposed to be under rebirth, and also because she was Mara struck, so a lot of her memories also kind of got hazy for a while, and she was doing a lot of other things in the background. Honestly, I'm not super clear on the Jingliu part because I focused more on Blade and Dan Heng for obvious reasons, because they were the characters that I liked the most back then. But yeah, she was just really mad about how, you know, they basically like desecrated her best friend, kind of like that. That's why she was mad at both of them. Oops, wait. Uh-huh. Like that? Oh, there, okay. I'm kind of surprised I got that so quickly. But anyways, yeah, I feel like I like these kinds of like visual puzzles much more. But anyways, yeah, Jingliu is kind of crazy, but she's not as mean to Jing Yan or to Dan Feng. Yeah. Their friendship was insane. I don't know. But I mean honestly, I feel like I would still appreciate having friends who would literally commit atrocities to save me compared to whatever non-friends I have now. Yeah, anyways, my friendship life is basically non-existent at this point, other than you guys, but I think that's a little bit, it's still different to have like online friends versus like in real life friends. But yeah, okay, wait, that's going to be like sad territory again. Jingliu is currently in prison. Yeah, if I remember correctly, she should be in prison with Locha. That was so insane. She just gave up herself. Like, yeah, she kind of did all of that. She just wanted to say goodbye to Bai Heng. It was actually implied that Blade also visited around that time when they were having like kind of like a funeral for Baiheng. But yeah, I also wondering what happened to Locha, because honestly they said that there's gonna be an SP for Locha, but that SP might actually be Void Archives instead. So that is a very strong possibility. I also have so few friends because I don't go out much. Now, honestly, it's fine. In my case, I don't have friends much anymore because I just realized they weren't very good friends to me in the first place. So yeah. You know, one really sad thing I found out, because like a lot of the VTuber assets that I had, the older ones at least, were actually a gift from my friend for my birthday last year. And then, so occasionally I still check like that folder in the Google Drive. It turns out that when I checked it yesterday, no, Tuesday night, I think, I discovered that she had deleted everything already. Like all the stuff that she sent me before, all the gifts that she made me, that all those digital files, she just deleted all of them. So it's sad. I mean, I did already save them to my computer a long time ago, but still, you know, the fact that like the digital version is already gone, that was like a moment of history that I will never get back. So I ended up uploading everything again to my own personal Google Drive, not as a shared folder anymore. It's like, yeah, it's like the end of an era kind of situation. So I guess that was pretty much it, and I don't think our friendship will ever recover anymore. And yeah, it's kind of insane. You know, a few years ago, like I actually thought that if I ever got married, I would literally ask this girl to be like my maid of honor. Like that's how close we were. Like she was literally my best friend. Like we talk every single day, but I don't know, a lot of things ended up happening and I just really hated how everything went down, because it's like I felt like a lot of the time she was just, I don't know, too unfair about the whole situation. Like she got offended for a lot of things that, I don't know. I feel like in my case, I would have been more mad about everything that she did to me rather than the other way around. Because I don't think I did anything to her that would justify that. I mean, I was occasionally, like, not the best friend either, but, like, I did apologize a lot of times, and we, like, talked it out. But whatever her grievances were, like, that she had with me, she never, like, discussed them properly. She never, like, communicated properly. So I don't think there's ever been a time that she actually like apologized to me for all the things that she did. But she expects that I'm always the one who has to apologize first. So it's like, I don't want to do this anymore. It's not really like worth worth my mental health at all. Or like my peace, pretty much.
記憶が交錯し再び裏切りと災いが訪れる
この記憶が誰のものであれ主役はアラブエで良さそうだ
I'm so confused about Terrabox's role.
身を置き続けた獣あの狂気にも納得がいった
But yeah, well, I guess the fact that she already deleted everything just means pretty much that I don't, that there's no point like worrying about trying to be friends with her anymore. Like she's just basically given up. So if she's given up, then like why should I still worry about all of this? So I feel like at some point I might consider like buying new stream assets overall, because I think eventually I'm not really going to appreciate using I'm probably just going to like buy new stuff overall and just like change everything just so I don't have like too many bad memories associated with anything anymore. But yeah, that's a problem for the future. Hey, welcome to the stream, Kathleen Rodriguez. Yeah, we are continuing with the Trailblaze mission right now, and it's pretty interesting so far. At least we got more insight into a lot of the stuff that happened with the High Cloud Quintet. As usual, anything related to Danheng is always like overly complicated. Saying it happens, I have a friend so close from childhood, now we don't even talk much. He invited me to the gym he's opening, I want to go but I was sick so I couldn't go. I felt bad because I refused him a lot because he invited me always at bad time. Nah, it's okay. I think that really happens sometimes and you can't really help it. Like, I mean, in your heart you know that you're not, that you're being sincere about it, so it's okay. I think if he gets mad though, and then you'll kind of understand that his priority was not actually like on inviting you sincerely, but more like he just wanted like more support or like attention for his new opening. So that's not gonna be fun. Where did Turin go? VTube Studio crashed, so I kind of had to turn it off because I didn't want to have to like restart my entire computer all over again. So yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, hello, what's up? Oh, I did not expect to see Hysolence here. And who is this? Is this supposed to be? No, I don't think it's Terravox though. Yeah, it's not. How's the game going? It's going okay. I think the story is always a little bit long though, so it's kind of tricky to like chat and read the story at the same time. But I'm making do, I think. Anything related to like the High Cloud Quintet is always interesting enough, and I'm kind of curious about how everything goes down, especially what Danhung's gonna go through soon to like get to his Terravox form as well. Do I play other games? I play Genshin as well. I think mostly those are the two primary games that I stream. Occasionally I play other stuff, but I think recently for a while I was playing Hollow Knight, but then I'm very bad at it, so I kind of lost motivation for a bit. I might pick it up again later, but right now it is a busy time in both Star Rail and in Genshin. Star Rail because of the new patch and, you know, new story, and in Genshin as well with the new region, Notcry. So I have a lot of exploration to do, a lot of world quests as well.
開いたもの彼は
まさかまだ生きていたとは。
山の民にとって死
I suggest you try Dead by Daylight and Texas Chains. Oh my god, I'm not sure if those are the kinds of games I'd be good at though. I did watch someone before who used to stream Dead by Daylight, and it's actually it reminds me a lot of. It feels like it's a very similar concept to games like Among Us or like what's that, Identity V, kind of like that. It's definitely a game that requires like a lot of strategy and all that, which I'm not very good at, but yeah. Maybe I can think about it if I have time, because I am very busy with my current games though. But thank you so much for your suggestion. I listened Iris Out, it was good. Yeah, it's so good. I really love that song so much. I have no idea what the lyrics mean. I'm pretty sure it came out during the movie, but I wasn't paying attention. But now though, it's really good. Really good. Yay. Do I stream daily or what's good your schedule? I don't stream daily though. My usual schedule is on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 p.m. UTC plus 8. But occasionally during the weekends I will stream also, but the weekends is not a fixed schedule. So there's a lot of times when I'll stream like maybe mid-afternoon or at night or sometimes even in the morning. It just depends on when I have free time. But the Tuesday and Thursday thing is pretty much a fixed schedule. So yeah, feel free to give me a follow if you would like to get notifications, or you can also join the Discord if you would like to get announcements on when the next stream will be.
お前がアラブエを名乗ったのは
So this guy was stealing Terravox's identity?
俺たちをここへ誘い込む
Bro, such a scammer.
の狡猾な計略がなければアラブエの名は
オンパロスの明日のためにアラブエは正しい選択を下したのだ。
Thank you so much. Oh yeah, thank you so much for the follow. But yeah, I hope you continue to enjoy the stream.
見ていてくれ
Oh my god, what is this? What is this? Wait, this is a cooler boss than whatever the giant chicken-headed thing is.
炭鉱殿、ここは私に任せて。
You said hidden passage. Okay, wait, let's see. Oh? We're gonna stay?
山を開いた者は山の民の英雄だもし俺がここで撃たなければ彼は不朽という猛襲の
Oh
中
yeah, welcome to the stream, Dragon Junwei. Thank you so much for checking
英雄にふさ
in.
わしい最後とは呼べない
Because I see the hustle and appreciate how good you're doing. I wish it will gain millions of followers like Mr. Beast. You know Mr. Beast. Yeah, I have heard of him. I think I've seen some of his videos before. Yeah, it's definitely a different tier of like streamer though. He's very good. Thank you so much for your support. Okay, let's see. No, you're going to for Adventure SPE6. Wait, I don't even know what he's going to be like. It's still a leak right now, so who knows? It depends if they actually end up good or not. I feel like I'll probably still get at least the base version, just for the fact that it's adventuring, but we'll see. I hope he's a good unit. I think a lot of people are expecting that he's going to become Elation, so that's gonna be interesting for sure. My day, can I suggest you something? Sure? What's this about? Oh, we're fighting. Okay, but we're using our own team anyway, so we're fine. So we're fine. It's not gonna be too difficult anyways. Well, actually, I feel like we're actually... we're not doing as well as I expected, considering this is just like a general story thing. I think should go for a little customization and still give your channel professional touch and helps you gain followers as well. I'm good though on that front. A lot of my assets are personalized as well. I did end up commissioning this artist to make nah, it's okay. Thank you so much. I did just have new assets recently actually. Like this model was just made this year. So I don't really have plans on changing it anytime soon. I just want to make it worthwhile. Bereaved roar. What is that supposed to be? Oh! Wait, is this the real Terra box? Hey, that looks really cool. Discord, you could just press like / Discord and it will come out and then you can check the invitation link from there. But yeah, pretty much. I am commissioning emotes already. She is in the process of doing the 3rd batch of emotes for me, and I'm still waiting for the other artist as well. She is still in the process of sending the other stuff though. Although, why do I have a feeling this is a bot again? How old is this account made? Okay, yeah. This account is so new. So new. It feels like a bot. It's sorry, but that's how it goes. Pretty much any time. Yeah, pretty much any time someone has started offering art, it's almost always a bot. So, we'll see. We'll see.
お前が本物の大地の
私は年老いた半身の名にもはや意味はないここに立っているのは彼を見捨て
And the traitor who abandoned him.
裏切り者
Yeah, which one is this? Skilled riders under Dromases. It's still so hilarious they're leaning so hard on the Dromases. Yeah, it's as a Promax. Oh my god, Terravox is the Dromas king. You know, before someone actually pointed out that one reason why Anaxa might like Dromases so much is because it might remind him of like the last happy childhood memories he has with his sister before she died. And that made it so sad to think about, honestly.
神の時代はすでに幕を閉じていた大地が割れたこと
And now they had to learn to survive in the crevices of the epics.
を見守る者が必要だったのだだが裏切りのことだけは山を開いた者はそれが私の選択であると信じなかった
長代月と手を結んだ理由
ある日
Okay, yeah. Just don't send a Discord again. It's definitely a bot this time.
偉大な力は実に不思議なものだった
That is so different. Like, that is so drastically different from their current Twitch name. I don't even know how that makes sense.
ジオクロスは記憶の精霊と長代月が提示した条件はそう
そこまで話してくれるとは。
死にかけの獣に
そうか。1000年が経ち、君の
この老いた体はかつての裏切りを全て背負っている今はただあの変わらぬ過去の中で彼らと共に
Thank you so much for your request. I will check it after the stream.
行くがいいあの炎オンパロスの
The deepest depths of the forest, the great tomb where all the past is buried.
あなたが探す長代月は
Oh, actually, you know, another good thing that kind of happened recently, because I did mention in the Discord that I watched the Chainsaw Man movie recently. You know, the hilarious thing about it was that I did want to watch it, but the opening weekend was supposed to be the same weekend that there was going to be a super typhoon coming into the country, right? So obviously, like, if there's going to be super typhoon, no one's going to be making any plans to go out of the house. And then, except that when the typhoon was expected to come by like Saturday early morning, it did not arrive because it ended up passing through a different area. So the whole area where I live ended up being unscathed. And so like we're all good. Like the weather was actually really good. And so my family decided to like, okay, let's go out. And in that time, I was thinking like, oh, you know, it's kind of sad because like we're out now and I wanted to watch the movie, but I didn't actually like plan for it because I didn't actually expect to like go out during the weekend, right? But then now I'm out, but like, and then I was like telling my parents like, okay, like, hey, can I watch the movie or something? And they're like, well, no, because we don't really have time for that. And I was like thinking like, oh, I should have, because like actually we went out because we were going to buy prizes and stuff. We had like a few errands to run. So basically I was thinking like, oh, I should have actually watched the movie while they were buying the stuff or like running the errands, so we could have done separate things. But now that I've already joined them in all their errands, it's like if I watched the movie separately, they would have to wait for me till I finished. And obviously it's like they didn't want to wait for me. I was kind of sad about it. It's like, okay, you know what, never mind. Maybe I'll just book a ticket for like another day and then I could just like watch it by myself. And I was asking like, hey, is it okay if I just watch the movie by myself? But they're like, are you sure? Like you're gonna be alone? Won't that be like really scary or like your safety thing? I don't know. The parents are a little bit overprotective on that front. So I was like, no, it's gonna be fine. It's just a movie. I'm just gonna be literally in the movie theater. I'm not going anywhere. Like especially if it's inside a mall, so it's not a big deal. But then they're like, okay, fine, maybe later. And I was like, okay, just let me know so I can like plan it and book it online. And then, so okay, after we were doing the errands and all that, they were like, okay, let's go eat dinner. So we picked a restaurant first, and it's like, okay, like, can we get a table? And they're like, well, you can't right now because all the current tables are full. So we're going to have to list your name down first, and then when there's a free table, we'll call you. I was like, okay, that's fine. And then so we go walking around for like maybe another 20 minutes, and then we come back to the restaurant to check on them and say like, oh hey, is our reservation still like okay? Like, I mean, can we get a table now? And they're like, oh no, sorry, it's still full. And when you actually look inside the restaurant and then you look at all of the tables there, not a single one of the tables actually has food on them, which means like there's no way that they're gonna be done anytime soon because they're literally just waiting for their order. So it's like, and then all of us are like, yeah, no, we're not going to wait for this. Like, there's no way this whole this whole thing is going to take anywhere less than 30 minutes. Like, we can't wait that long. We're like super hungry already. And then, so I ended up telling the restaurant, oh, you know, I'm sorry, but like we can't wait, so like just cancel it because yeah, it's gonna take way too long. And then we ended up going to the restaurant, like literally next to it. Because like that other restaurant didn't seem like it had a line, so it's like, yay. And like we've already eaten there before, so we technically do know that the food is okay. And like, okay, let's just go here. And then as soon as we sat down, just a few minutes later, my cousin comes in and she's like, oh my god, like you guys are here. And it's like, I was surprised. It was like, oh wow, I didn't expect that you guys were here. And then like, I was like, what are you guys gonna do here today? Because like she was chatting with my mom. I wasn't paying super like much attention. So she was chatting with my mom and she's saying like, oh, I'm actually here to like watch a movie later. It's like, huh, you're watching a movie? And mom goes like suddenly got attended. It's like, wait, what? And then so and then she was like telling my cousin, okay, like talk to her. It's like she also wants to watch a movie. It's like, huh? And it's like, so I was expecting like when my cousin was gonna talk to me, she was gonna be watching like a different movie, like you know, the typical like popular fic, because she doesn't, as far as I know, she doesn't really watch anime and all that. And it turns out like she's like, oh, you know, I'm gonna watch Chainsaw Man with my husband. It's like, oh, really? You're gonna watch? She's like, oh yeah, do you want to watch? It's like, you can watch with us. It's like, oh my god, yeah. It's like, and then later on we'll bring you home afterwards. It's like, yes, thank you so much. So I decided to push through with it, and I was like, thank god. Yeah, I know the coincidence was like so uncanny. But, although to be fair that time, so she's like, okay, you guys, you can sit with us like later in the movie theater. And I felt so awkward. It's like, but like you guys came here as a couple. I'm gonna be like your literal third wheel. It's like, so initially she was like, because I was asking her like, which seat should I pick so that I could sit next to them. And at that time she wasn't sure. She was like, okay, I'll ask my husband what seats he reserved and I'll tell you afterwards. I was like, okay. So I waited, and then her husband came and then, you know, did the greetings and all that. So they were like sitting and ordering. And like maybe still like 15 minutes later, she still hadn't told me what seat. So I was like, okay, maybe she didn't actually want me to sit next, like directly next to them. And then she just didn't know how to like tell me, so maybe she was just gonna say something like, oh, that she forgot. And then so I messaged her like, no, it's okay, I'll just pick a random seat somewhere in the middle because like there's so many slots and all that. And at the exact same time that I sent that message, she also sent me a message saying, oh hey, pick this specific seat. And I felt so embarrassed. I was like, oh my god, it's like, what do I do now? Like, do I delete my message? Do I just like agree with her? Do I insist that I will just sit by myself? Like, what do I do? I was like panicking so hard. And eventually she messaged me again, oh no, like I saw your so like you must not have seen my message. No, just pick this seat. I was like, okay. I was like, thank god. So she decided for me. It's like, okay. So I immediately booked the ticket after she told me which seat I should sit. I was like, yes. So that's basically the story of how I got to watch Chainsaw Man previous weekend, even though I wasn't really supposed to yet because I didn't actually like book in advance. And I was like literally straight up willing to watch it by myself. So yeah. I will do the Discord thing later if that's okay with you because I'm streaming right now, so compatriots deserve to continue their struggle. At the end of my life, I want to make one last effort to give them a chance to move on to the future. Although honestly, I think one of the things I dislike about... Actually, it's not my cousin's issue. It's like my cousin-in-law, her husband. So I have a difficult time dealing with her husband sometimes because pretty much every time he sees me, he always ends up asking like, oh hey, so like what are you doing these days? And I tell him like, oh, I'm still working at this company, blah blah blah. He's all like, what? You're still working there? Like you've been working there for so long already. How many years has it been? And when I tell him, it's like, damn, like you shouldn't be working there that long. You should like move out every 2 years or so to like get a pay increase. And I was like, yeah, but it's kind of difficult. And he was saying, like, you know, in my case, like there was this 1 year that I actually changed jobs 4 times, and each time I got an increase. I was like, Okay, congrats to you, but like I can't do that. Like I'm not good enough to do that. So it's like what do you expect me to do? Like are you just like making me feel bad right now? It's like yeah, I know, right? Changing companies is so difficult. Like you have to go through like the entire application process. I mean just the searching part, sending resumes, updating your resume, your CV, sending applications, dealing with the HR people, the interviews, and so many different stages. It's like, bro, I am not good enough to do that. By default, people don't really find me approachable as an employee, so I don't really think I give off that like model employee energy. Not to mention, like my cousin-in-law, he works in sales. So literally it's your job to be very charismatic and to literally sell things. Selling things including yourself. So it's like obviously for you, you think it's easy to change jobs because you have the personality for it. I'm an introvert. I dislike people in general, like most people, except for those who share like very same niche interests with me. But pretty much it's like if I don't like you, it's very hard for me to pretend to like you. Especially when I know that I'm applying to a job that probably has like really shit pay, really shit benefits, or like it's just really far away from my house. So it's like, why would I be remotely motivated to work here? Kind of like that, right? And companies also ask your previous job record and ask why you leave previous job. And when they see your hoppers and companies think, why do we hire hop? Yeah, that's the ironic thing. Like I don't, cause like, right when my cousin said that he changed jobs 4 times in a single year, I was like, how did you explain that to the interviewers, or did you just not explain any of that to the interviewers? And I was like telling my dad that he was like, "You're overthinking things. It's not that hard. You can just lie and say that you didn't, and just say that you were looking for a job." It's like, isn't that also worse though? If you like write in your resume that you didn't have a job for like 3-4 months in a row, isn't that also a bad look for you? So it's like, and then he was like, because in my case, when I hire people, I don't ask so many questions. Like, okay, like you don't ask questions, but a lot of people ask questions. Like pretty much, like statistically speaking, most people will really ask questions about all of these things. So it's like, just because you don't do it doesn't mean other people don't. So it's kind of, yeah, it's very difficult. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, technically, it would be better if they didn't ask questions, but you really can't expect them not to. Although there are limits, though. Apparently, there was one story that I read online where someone was saying like, when he was applying for jobs. Like, take note, this dude was already, I think, in his 40s or 50s, so he's like very, like, he's literally a veteran in the industry. And at one point, when he was trying to get hired at a job, like, they actually asked him, like, oh, what is this gap in your resume? And he's like, what gap? And he's like, oh, this gap from like 20 years ago. He's like, bro, what the fuck, 20 years ago? How am I supposed to remember things that happened 20 years ago? And even him, like, after he's just all like, yeah, I'm not gonna work in this company. Like, what kind of insane company actually considers a work gap from 20 years ago to actually be relevant in this day and age? Like, that is so long ago. I've worked part-time as HR once. We had specific questions that we have to ask us. Yeah. One of the questions I really hate is tell us about yourself. It's like, what am I supposed to tell you, honestly? It's like there's literally nothing I want you to know about my personal life, and everything that is professional related is already in the resume. So literally, what is the point in asking that? And they're like, oh, it's just to get a gauge of like how you answer questions or like how you sell yourself. It's like one of these times I just want to ask like HR people, like, what do you even like your job? Like, are you, like, are you actually, thriving in your current work conditions or something like that? Is there any point in working in this company? Are you pretending to be like in a good situation just to like just to try to convince me to stay? Yeah. Why do HR ask about family? Yeah, they ask a lot about family. I think a lot of people think of it as like if you have a bad family situation, let's say if you say that your parents are sick, or let's say you have money issues, or a lot of those kinds of concerns, eventually it will affect your work performance. Because like if you don't, let's say for example, if your parents are sick, and then there's a high chance that you would also skip work days to take care of your parents, like bring them to the hospital, stay if like emergencies, whatever, or they don't want that kind of disruption. Or like for example, this is the reason why single single women and single men are generally more preferred because you don't really have like other distractions in your life. Distractions meaning family and children. So yeah. Although apparently married men tend to earn better because people always think, oh, well, you're married and you have kids, so you should get a higher salary to compensate. Reversely, married women tend to have a worse situation because people are always thinking, well, you could get pregnant anytime, you could have kids anytime, and once that happens, you're gonna go on maternity leave, and it's gonna be really expensive on a company to pay for nonsense, quote unquote, nonsense like that. So we don't want to hire you. So it's like the kind of double standard is like really insane sometimes.
命が手を取り
So in general, the workforce is not very much not suited for women. Like there are times when it's okay, but like there are a lot of times when you can really feel like the bias. Especially like even in my own office. You know, when I got hired here, I actually had okay, I graduated with honors. So they literally really wanted to hire me because my resume was like really good. Like what do you call it? Like my specifications, my specs were like really good. But you know, they admitted to me that they almost didn't hire me just because I was a girl. Because a lot of their work is involving like field work, and they're like, oh, because you know, it's hard for girls to do that kind of job, so we didn't really want to hire you initially. It's like, really? You're actually going to like admit all of that to me? I don't know, it felt kind of insane, honestly. I was like really irritated about the whole situation. It's like you're telling me that even with all of my achievements in educational background, you would literally pass me over to someone who did like drastically worse just because I was a girl. It's like, how insane is that, you know? I mean, I got the job eventually, like, and then they ended up increasing my pay, but like still, right? Like you know that there was a bias already.
約束しようアラブへ
So like even until now, I'm like, I'm still waiting to get promoted, but I don't actually know if they will, because I don't really have faith in my manager anymore. Like he's held so many, what do you call that? So many promises that he's never actually fulfilled, and it's getting to the point where if I really don't get promoted by like this year, because he told me like this year, like if I don't get promoted this year, it will be like next April. It's like I'm not gonna keep waiting forever, you know. I've been working in this office for so long. Literally, they stand to lose more than I do if I leave. Because right now we have very few people at my caliber who can handle the other girls. Like okay, so generally when we do work trips, we're always doing a almost full girl team or full guy teams, just you know, to avoid issues with like the hotel rooms and anything like that, because our work trips tend to last really long, like maybe like 2 weeks at a time, so they don't really want to have to pay additional rooms. Like if you have like a guy and a girl team, you're gonna have to split into separate rooms, as opposed to like if you're an all-girl team, you could probably all share a single room, so they would save money that way. So yeah, so if I leave, they're literally going to have to waste a lot more money replacing me with someone else, because there's currently no other women who are like at this caliber or like at my position who can handle this level of work anymore. The fact you have to get an exam for a job, and now newbies have it so easy to get the same job. Yeah, you know, honestly, when I joined this company, I actually got perfect in some of their exam categories. As in, literally the vice president told me, it's like, oh wow, like you're literally the first person ever to get perfect in this category. It's like, and I was thinking, what, like that's hard? I was like, this was so damn easy for me, but like you guys consider this hard? And like the entrance exam that I took back then, I think my score back then was like an 89 or something. I was the highest in their history. Like until now, there's not a single person who has ever gotten a score higher than mine. And they already made the exam easier now compared to when I joined. I was like, are you for real? Like that's so like that's so unfair. Like you're telling me that you lowered your standards and yet people are still performing worse than I am. So it's like, how does that make sense? It's like In that case, like, why am I here? Like, literally a few years ago, one of my other coworkers told me, like, you know, it's kind of a waste that you're here because, like you graduated from such a good college with such good grades, and you're literally doing the same job as the rest of us. And I got like kind of like bullets fired kind of feeling. It's like, holy shit, like, yeah, why am I here? Oh hey, wait, cutscene moment for a bit. Cutscene moment, cutscene moment. Yo, this is so good. What the fuck? Oh, Danhong. It's kind of hilarious though. A lot of his design now is actually similar to his beta elements from before. Oh, Danfeng though.
最悪の事態には至らなかったか。相手がただの害獣と化していたなら、その心を痛めずに済んだであろう。もしあの半身の心に悪意、あるいは死を迎えようとも従わぬか槍をあやつに向け、火種をえぐり取っていたか。
家庭の話をしたところで意味はない。だが、そうならなかったことに安堵している。
Why is there a cute or chatting stream? Yeah, honestly, yeah. There are times like this when like other streams I have nothing to talk about, so I just kind of focus too much on the game. And other times like now I just want to talk so much about my day or like my life that I don't really want to focus on the game itself. That's why I'm taking so long. My progress from when I started to stream until now is basically nothing. But yeah, you're so meta that they can't replace you in company. Bennett vibes. Honestly, I feel like they would replace me just because I'm too expensive for them. Even though technically my salary is so low right now, it's higher than most people in the companies, but also not high enough to justify all the work that I've been doing. I have like so many projects like simultaneously that I'm getting such a headache on it. And every single day I come home stressed and I just want to cry and I just and I feel like money would solve a lot of my problems, but then at the same time I don't know if changing jobs is worth it because you know my biggest worry as always when it comes to work is that what if I change jobs and it ends up worse than my current situation? Like I feel like I would regret it so much. It's like here, at least I have like work friends. I don't feel like I would make a lot of work friends in any succeeding job that I work in from now on because I did have a previous job. In my previous job, I made zero friends. Like I thought I made friends, and it turns out that a lot of them didn't actually like me. Like they backstabbed me because they thought I was the boss's favorite. And I was like, you guys are so fucking blind. The boss literally hates me. Why did you, like, why were you so biased against me just because you thought I was her favorite? When in reality, I wasn't even her favorite. Like, I fought with her so much, and she got mad at me so much. It's like, make that make sense. I was like kind of hated for no reason. It was like such a pain. So like, I really don't want to go through anything like that again.
そなた次第だがな。
感謝する。過去に戻り、
Yeah,
選択をやり直すこと。
at least Danhong reconciled with his past.
傷だらけの竜の鱗を捨ててこそ、神聖は訪れる。
Yeah, so I have a lot of trauma when it comes to work, which is why I really dislike work as a whole principle.
初めてだ。
And Boss Wei was some random person who no one noticed. Well, technically no, we all knew who the actual boss's favorite was, but like no one wanted to acknowledge that. They just kind of like pushed it onto me, and then they were like super,
これが
I don't know, they were super discriminatory about the whole thing. But what can I do? That is in the past. That is a long time ago.
他
I just really hate thinking about those days though.
夢から覚める
Oh my god, Danfeng. I'm so sad. You know, I really wanted Danfeng to be to be a playable character, even though it would have made zero sense in the story. Really? We're really doing the conclusion of the whole story here. It wasn't even like the full conclusion though. Wait, I think there's still supposed to be more parts though. I do remember some spoilers on Twitter, so I feel like there's still a little bit more to his story.
大地の最後の裏切り、それは命に開拓という翼を授けることだったか。アラブエにとってこれ以上ない結末だろう。あの裂け目の奥に広がるのがアラブエの言っていた
Oh, we're stuck there?
熱を帯びた
Wow.
彼は底知れぬ渦に飲まれているようだ。
長夜月も近くにいるのか。
すまない。そこまではわからない。
灼熱の深淵。軽率に踏み込めば
Hey.
セイレンス。俺はしばらく意識を集中させる。その
Wow.
周囲に
Such teamwork.
記憶がなくなるか
I
もしれ
didn't even know that Danheng knew Iceland's though, so I'm kind of like confused about the whole situation. But anyways,
以前やったことをもう一
見知らぬあの者は私の目の前で救世主をさらっていった。
あの時と違い
the cliffs are now in the palm of my hand.
俺が
This dude just getting power up after power up after power up, like bro,
試す価値があり
bro, like how even?
ただし強い意志がなければまたあの記憶の潮に阻まれるだろう。仲間を灰色の小魚を探す旅は永夜のように長くなるかもしれない。
心配はいらないセイレンスお前が海底で一人
Yeah, it's so insane though that Danheng's really going this hard for us. I think this is before a lot of people were saying rumors, like basically like there's going to be someone who was already revealed before, who is going to be like super in love with the MC, and then you're basically realizing during this quest like that's probably Danheng. Like they were probably talking about Danheng when they said all of that, because he's like so obsessed with us. Honestly, it's hilarious.
揺るぎないものだ
Yeah, that's me. No, because that's the name, that's the character that I'm using. If you were watching someone else's stream, it would be their name. So sometimes it gets confusing a bit.
その根を貸し合
But I didn't want to just...
大
I couldn't put the name,
火
like,
種を背負い我が身
Stell or Kalis, because that would have, like, been... You know the username, basically?
天
Yeah. It's the username. Because they don't actually like color it out, so sometimes you kind of miss. It's like, oh, they were talking about me, not something else.
たとえ傘下の
See,
隅々
this dude, this is like the freaking yearner. Like such an insane yearner. Like, can you imagine this
俺
dude
はお前を
waste this dude spent like 1,000 years waiting for us. Yeah, and he has a tail. He has an actual visible tail. I'm so
サーシスの
happy.
大衆
Oh, cutscene moment. Cutscene
見
moment.
届けし者これからその根をたどって太古の地に潜るお前を見つけるために
Oh, this is so good.
その道で俺は連なる山脈となり都市国家を背負
Oh my god, that's so cute.
う海流や潮流に導かれるまま岸辺の岩礁に打ち寄せる名もなき荒野を抜けた後止むことのない雪を降らせるそして昼夜の流天に巻き込まれ世界の指針にある始まりの暗闇の中で道を見失ういい加減お前をこの迷宮から連れ出してやりたい 目に頼っていては無理だろう。やはり俺たちを外へと導くのはいつだってお前なのかもしれない。
久しぶり。
ああ、要件を片付けたら旅を続けよう。
答えはそこにある。おい、タンコ起きろ。
Oh my god, Danheng loves us too much.
訓命無二1位先進。
Oh, this is so good.
俺は大地であり、その上に生きる全てでもある。俺はお前だ。
Oh, this is so good. Oh my god, bro. Danheng straight up rescuing us. In case you didn't know, the three shit, what's the code? Oh no. Wait. What's the L? Joke, never mind. I forgot the catchphrase. No one pushes Trailblaze in more trauma and asking purple women to where to get fuel. My god, we're getting so much trauma from all the purple women in our life. Like, we have Kafka, we have Acheron, we have Black Swan. Like, bro, can they stop for a moment? We need a break. But yeah, the catchphrase that Danheng uses, like the 3-2-1 situation, was the same thing that he actually used to use back in his High Cloud Quintet days. And it was also referenced in Bellabog the first time when we were captured by the Silver Main Guards. So that's good. Yeah, Danheng, it's been a while. Danheng, did you get taller? I've been waiting for you for so long. But you know the good thing about this new quest replay function is you can actually pick the different choices and then you can see what the outcome is going to be like. So I will pick the yearner option for now. It's like, I've been waiting for you for so long.
タンコなら必ず戻ってくるって分かってた。
I'm still like so nostalgic about the whole thing.
ああ、お前が閉じ込められている間、本当にいろいろあった。幸い、
Although I feel like probably after this section of the quest, I will probably end the stream because it is getting pretty late and I have a busy day tomorrow. But man, this whole section has been like yearner to the max. We must save March 7th.
安心してくれ。
Yeah, it feels so, bro, it feels so strange because Danheng is like so much taller. So much taller, and then like the angle doesn't help as well because he's standing closer to us, so the height is even more exaggerated.
ミュリオンのことか。すまないが。
Yeah, Danheng's all like, sorry, I don't know anything about Mem.
ああ、みんな、俺とお前、そして美月の身を案じてくれている。
I'm so amazed that Danheng's going to be free. Like, I'm so damn thankful he's gonna be free. Because I definitely feel like I need more sustain units, because it's like... I mean, to be fair, like, a lot of the meta right now is currently based on, like, healers and HP, but I feel like after Danheng gets released, maybe they'll shift a little bit more back to the shield meta? I don't know. So, well, if it's shield, ideally... adventuring should still be okay then if that's the case. Dude, Danheng hug his tail when sleeping. I mean, if I had the tail, I would definitely hug it when I was sleeping. Can you imagine if I actually had a foxtail? That would be so damn soft. Like, oh my god, I feel like it would be like hugging a cloud. Like, the dream, I swear. Only meta sustain is Calico. I mean, to be fair, for a 4-star, it's literally the most useful 4-star character you'll ever get in this game right now. It's like a lot of the 4-stars we've had are like just so bad. Like there's literally no point. Like the 5-star characters have become the standard, so they don't really feel like as special anymore. Because there's not much difference between like like the gap between a 5-star and a 4-star is just so huge. Like you would not even consider using 4-stars majority of the time anymore.
あの歳月の
Because you know, like none of the content is geared towards like stuff a 4-star character can survive. Yeah, 4-stars are so bad I stopped releasing them. Who's the last one? Motsu? And like, he was okay, but like only for a very short period of time. And then in the sense that he was okay because I literally brute forced him on specific teams, and then you can't even really auto with him because his mechanics are so niche sometimes that he loses a lot of buffs if you switch to different targets. So it's like really irritating, honestly.
警告は一度だけだ
It's just that I like his personality and his designs, that's why I kind of tolerated it. But now that follow-up is not the meta anymore either, so like there's not really much
黒い
point.
浮遊物どこかで見たことがあるようなオンパロスを離れた時偶然彼女と接触したあの忘却という力は司令と
Oblivion.
忘却
She wants to erase Worldberry's memories.
そのようだなだがお前は
Yeah.
必ず
Thankfully, we still have all our memories intact for some strange
失われ
reason.
た可能性のある記憶はあるか
Wow, it's like, do you have any clues about the memories you have lost? It's like you're basically telling someone, can you remember the things that you forgot? It's like if you forgot them, and obviously you don't remember them. What kind of question is that? It just makes zero sense. Mere mortals, flawed individuals, failed
それ
here.
は長夜月の言葉かだがどうやらお前はまだセイレンスのことを覚えているようだ
灰色の小魚が私の
Yeah, it's still kind of crazy because honestly, I thought that between Hysolence and Ceredra, that Ceredra would be the more story relevant character between the two, but it turns out it's actually Hysolence. Like I feel like comparatively, Ceredra didn't do as much to the journey compared to Hysolence.
おそらく
I miss Aglaya. Yeah, it feels like it's been a really long time since we've like properly seen her. Or I don't know, maybe it's just joke. For a second I thought that was Aglaya. Yeah, was it you who protected me?
あるいはお久しぶりです
先ほどこの蝶々王の記憶も渦
Butterfly
引
fish?
き上げられた真珠を守る貝殻のようにタナトスの権能がキ
キュレネ様がよくあなたのことを話しておりました
Yeah,
こ
I
の世界で
yeah, I don't know. I didn't really get a good impression of Ceredra much because I felt like the whole situation with Lagos was such a mess. Up until the end, I couldn't really tell, like, was she on our side? Was she on his side? She was kind of like the seesawing backstabber, so it was kind of messy.
する記憶のし
And her personality doesn't really help either way because she's also, like, very arrogant, so it's not really the kind of personality that endears someone to them.
全力でそれを守ったのです不要なおせっかいだったかもしれませんが
Yeah, really. Wait, this feels like the arrogant choice. Never mind. In the end, you were there for
あ
me.
なたにはまだ果たすべき使命があると分かっています
蝶々王の言う通りだ暗闇からこちらを覗く金色の竜魚そして
Dragon. She just calls everyone a fish, apparently.
仲間を探し光なき蝶夜を照らせ
ああ感謝する七死人が約束しようオンパロスの結末
But
を
look, even Kaelis actually has to tilt his head up to look at Danhung now.
はい共に書き換えましょう
Thank you, Hysolence.
七死人の歩みは止まらない。
俺たち全員が本当の新世界で再会する。
Shinsekai. Oh, do you know the song Shinsekai? Our New Genesis by Ado. It's also super good. I think it's from the movie, the One Piece movie. Although I still haven't watched the movie, but the song itself is so good. Ooh. Ooh, okay, there we go. Wait, okay, last. We will just finish talking to these guys first before we move on, because I'm a little bit worried that the dialogue might disappear, or even though it shouldn't, but yeah, just last moments.
勇気を胸に進め。私の海流が君の歩む道を守り。
Yeah, goodbye, Hysolence. When I return victorious, I'll throw a bonfire feast for you.
焚き火と宴が好きなのを覚えていてくれたの。
It's still kind of hilarious that she's like so in love with fire and feasts, considering she's like from the ocean and all that.
火を掲げ、天と地を分かつ海で再会したその時、炎が照らす中、花の海の果てで。
At the end of the sea of flowers, the souls of the living shall warm thy fingertips, and after an embrace, there shall be eternal separation.
世界の果てでお会いしていなければトリノン様の予言が
Goodbye, Castaries. In a new world, the sea of flowers will surely bloom.
トリノン様がこう言っていました。運命は道の果てに咲く花じゃなく、人々がありがとうございます。私の道もどうかすべての美しい願いを抱いて。
Ooh, okay, there we go. Oh my god. Wow. That was such a long portion of the story, even though technically I can't tell. Did we make a lot of progress or did we not make a lot of progress? But anyways, that was quite a lot of good cutscenes. I'm pretty happy about all of that. And we got to know a little bit more about Dan Heng's history, so that was nice. Although I'm pretty sure there's still a few more sections left, because I saw spoilers on Twitter. Anyways, okay, that should be it for today. Thank you so much to everyone who joined today's stream. Hope you could consider giving me a follow if you liked my style, and yeah, also join the Discord if you would like to get notifications and when the next stream should be, because my usual streaming times are Tuesdays, Thursdays at 10 p.m. UTC +8, with occasional streams over the weekends, but the weekends are not a defined time, so it's a little bit trickier. So yeah, join the Discord. It would really help out a lot. You can also feel free to check out my other socials as well, see if there's anything that interests you. Although I haven't really updated as much, but anyways, it's fine. You know, join for all the shenanigans and stuff, but the Discord is the best place, so you should definitely join that one. But yeah, okay, that's it for today. Have a great rest of the day, everyone, and I will see you guys again soon. Goodbye for now.